Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is for you, I guess. We got a blast from the past here with us today. We got a good old boy, Nick, in the house. How you doing today, Nick?
I'm doing great. It's great to be back, man. The king is back. That's what they say.
Hey, he says he's the king, right? He's beat me in bowling, but
no, this is one of my few episodes, no cap.
Yeah, no cap. That's amazing. He's beat me in a few bowling matches, actually quite a few, but he's never scored higher than me.
You got the high score, but I've lost like once or twice out of like 15 games.
3, but hey,
your birthday don't count, bro. We was all slosh.
How you doing, Terrance?
Man, I'm good, man. Glad to have Nick back on the episode with us, man. Good to see you, my boy.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be back with y'all.
Yeah, so we had a crazy week, but before we even talk about the WildCard Recap, we got some news in Atlanta. It's kind of old news, but it looks like Colin Ridley is going to be on his way out of here, Nick. How do you feel about that?
We kind of spoke about this pre-show. Terrance, I don't know if you were here for this, but this is totally speculation, but we've seen this 1,000 times with different teams. Marquise said it about Andre Johnson. I truly believe when the mutual agreement came between the Falcons and Julio Jones that he was going to be out and he got to choose where he wanted to go. And somehow he ended up in Tennessee. Obviously didn't work out with the injuries and everything. I believe that he was in Calvin's ear saying, don't let this team waste your career. We see it a lot of times with a lot of players that aren't quarterbacks because, let's be honest, quarterbacks can dictate their own careers to an extent and also dictate success of a team. Someone like Calvin Ridley, who was, and I'll admit, I was wrong, but that was my pick for most improved player of the year going into it outside of Matt Stafford.
It was only because he set up, though. That's the only reason.
And I all preseason and even the first 3 weeks when he was playing, I was saying all pro, Calvin Ridley season. I believe that he, there definitely was some mental health issues. I don't want to downplay that at all. I do believe that some of the stuff was getting to him, but I think at the end of the day, he also realized that Atlanta was not the best situation for himself, and that's why he's going to move on. I think it will be mutually beneficial for both teams because, why keep even though he is a premier talent in the league, I believe that still. Why stay with the team if you don't want to be there? And then he's still valuable as a trade asset. We can get him somewhere else and get some things in return.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely, he's going to be a piece to see in the summer. Definitely going to require high draft capital from somebody or just a top pick. In all reality, to acquire him. But
I'm telling you what y'all gonna get for him. Y'all gonna get a compensatory second round that could be a first round, just like a Wentz situation, if he play a certain amount of percentage or whatever. But honestly, yeah,
I think,
like you say, he would have had the same type of career as Julio. Honestly, good numbers and everything, but just not winning games.
And I don't even blame him because the other thing is as much as I rag on Matt Ryan's still one of those quarterbacks where you're lucky to have on your team. I think if the Falcons were known for their defense, let's say they were a premier defense all them years, Matt Ryan would have been enough to win. But when you're known for your offense, he just wasn't enough. So knowing that he's out the door, he's maybe got 3 years left and Calvin Ridley's got his whole career left. Why wait and risk? Who's going to be next? We could have a drought of 5 years before we get another quarterback.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those things. Like Terrance said, a compensation pick for a second, that could be a first or something. I think I think Loki is probably going to be a bidding war thing, between them. Yeah. The team's going to just throw him first, instead of saying, hey, we'll give you the second. Because he's going to play. It's not like Wentz where he has injuries. He took, he dealt with the mental health thing, which is important for him. And I'm glad he got that situated. But that's not a normal occurrence for him.
Yeah, it's not like it's keeping him off the field physically. It's does he want to be there? And is he in the right headspace?
Exactly. So that'll be something we'll pay close attention to this offseason because me and Terrance's team both need a number one receiver, as you know.
Boy.
So moving on to WildCard weekend, I was actually disappointed because this weekend there's a lot of blowouts, and I remember coming on this pod telling people I wish that the NFL chopped week 18 and just extended the playoffs. I'm totally gonna renege on that. Do not do that. Do not. Do not. I don't know. Just let the boys play 17 games. I don't know. Do not do that. But moving forward to the first quarter segment, the Raiders took the L in the jungle to Cincy, 19-26. There's a controversial play. I wasn't to cue it up for it, so I didn't want to cue it. it was the blown whistle or accidental whistle or who knows whistle that resulted in a Tyler Boyd touchdown, I'll go first. I just think that the refs anticipated Joey B stepping out, and he wasn't even close to stepping out yet. But I thought they just anticipated, like, oh, he's about to step out, and just blew the whistle. And they even blew the whistle then. They just blew it late. So it wasn't even like, hey, we're anticipating him stepping out. They blew it after the fact. What do you think about that, Nick? I know you're a big Bengal fan over there.
Nah, man. I like what they got brewing in Cincinnati. But I mean, that's been the bane of the NFL's existence for years now. Like ever since they had the ref strike, you know, we had the step-in refs who were like god awful, and we all thought like, yeah, man, let's just bring the other refs back. And then it's like everything's been worse since then. So I don't know what's been going on. Like you said, I think that there is a high pressure, and I'm not saying their job's easy, especially in the playoffs, but it just seems to be so many missteps. I don't know what we have to do, what needs to happen to make the miscues and miscalls and whatever that call was stop. But like, you know, it's just been a eyesore on the season.
Honestly, I think they just need to be able to go ahead and, you know, review these plays. Like even on some of like the PI calls, holding calls, stuff like that. Like it might prolong the game though, but some of this stuff like this has a pretty big impact on a team. Like that was a really big play. So I'm not saying like all of them need to be reviewed, but some of these egregious plays to where it's like, man, that had a really big impact on the, you know, end result of the game. I feel like we should be able to review and overturn, like, hey, the rule says the ball's dead.
You know what's funny?
Replay the down, you know?
Terrance brought it up. The rule literally says the ball is dead. You got to replay the down. Yeah. That's like verbatim off the NFL website, off their handbook. But like Terrance has brought up, like those plays that cost teams getting to the Super Bowl, advancing in the playoffs. We saw it happen to the Saints on that. Man, and that you gotta say, and that defense, you know, you look at it, that's the defense has been roaring for like years. And they had chances like that. They got blown away. They weren't able to go. I just think that's a call you got to make. And actually, like,
that Saints one was pretty bad.
The Saints one was bad. Yeah, it was bad. And you could see the one for Cincy. Tyler Boyd didn't even celebrate because he was kind of confused. Like, he caught it, but he was just like, stood there.
You can kind of tell everybody was like slowed down and kind of stopped. Like, what's going on?
And then the corner, what was even crazier, the ref blew his whistle, but the corner could have tipped the ball. Like, I think the corner just looked because he saw Tyler Boyd, but like he didn't even look to just try to tip the ball. He's just like, oh, they blew the whistle. And I think Raiders fans, like, you know, losing by a touchdown, it's like, oh, like, you know, granted, I think they played awful, like didn't even show up. Derek Carr looked like he was the only person that wanted to be there, but he missed throws. They stopped running the ball to Josh Jacobs, who the Bengals didn't have an answer for at all. So I don't know why you would stop running the ball. Receivers were dropping the ball. They didn't want to cover Jamar Chase for some weird reason, who gets a bunch of targets. He's the best receiver on Cincy right now, and they didn't even put their best corner on him. The rookie Nate Hobbs wasn't really on him, and they didn't use Casey Hayward, which was, you think, hey, we want to keep going to the playoffs. Why don't we put our best corner on their best receiver? So it was really weird to see that. Those refs are getting called for an early vacation. They won't call any more games this playoffs. I kind of like,
rightfully so.
Yeah, the NFL did the right thing. Just, hey, you guys take early vacation. We're not gonna let you call any more games. But
I think it is crazy when some people suggest, like, I don't know why, but you know how people like kind of joke and say you should fine refs when they make like egregious calls. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I love that. Like, just being like, you know what? Maybe like I know it's not technically a suspension, but like just be like, yeah, you're done for X amount of games, and like just, you know, get your headset. Maybe even send them to some trainings and be like, look, you jacked up so bad, you got to figure it out.
Yeah, I think I like like you said, like send them home or send them to additional training. I think sending them home is nice. Like, you know how they're just sending them home for the playoffs. Because that call, like in that game, granted, the Raiders really did lose it. But like that player right there, say if they would have got a field goal, granted, Derek Carr didn't throw the ball in the end zone at the end of the game, so it wouldn't have mattered no way. But that's, I guess, a topic for another day. I'm sorry for my boy Nas. He's a big Raiders fan. It's a tough season for him. But moving forward, Terrance has to say farewell to somebody. So I'm going to let him get it off his chest, do his little spiel.
I mean, for me, you know, I'm not even upset with the Patriots losing. We definitely exceeded our expectations this year. But my thing is, just being upset with the way we lost. Like, we didn't get one stop. Like, there's just no excuse for them to score a touchdown on every drive. Like, no field goals, no punts, nothing, just straight touchdown every time. Every time we got the ball, we getting in the box every time. That's just unacceptable. Like, I don't know if they just brought the whole practice squad out there, threw them all out there on the field, or it was like, what it really seemed like was we got the call Saturday morning, like, hey, you guys got to play tonight, not tomorrow. And we just came Saturday morning unprepared or something. Like, defense was horrible. I'm still, happy about our future. Looks really good with Mac. Definitely, that performance had nothing to do with him. It was all on the defense, honestly. Like, if you take a look at the stats, Mac performed better than Dak did in this playoffs.
I ain't gonna lie, but you gotta say that topic for later time. But
you're right, my bad.
That interception, old boy, Micah Hyde got. Oh,
bro, that was a dime too.
Hey, bro, that's the thing. That proves
that was a perfect throw.
That proves he needs a number one receiver because Micah snagged it, but the receiver didn't even try to take the ball. Go. He
was like this
because if the receiver sees Micah coming, he's gonna jump, maybe angle himself different, or
because they got a PI potentially.
Yes, bro. He didn't, and I was like, bro, that as great as the interception it was by Micah.
That was a great interception. I can't lie.
The throw was on the money. Like, it was meant to be like, hey, either you're gonna take this, or it should just hit the ground. But Micah ran from the other side of the field. I was like, nah, bro, I'm coming. And that was
a dime though.
That was insane to see. I think it will be interesting going forward. Do you think Mac is the future, or do you look at what Mac's done and you're like, okay, we can build around Mac, or do you look at it like, well, Bill's not going to be here any longer, should we just find someone else while Mac still has trade value? You know what I mean? Because
I understand what you're saying. I think Bill, honestly, I don't think he's going anywhere. So for me, I'm okay with it, with building with Mac. End of the day, if Josh McDaniels don't go anywhere, Bill maybe coaches for a couple more years, and Josh McDaniels might take over as the head coach. I'm okay with that as well. But like I said, I'm okay with building around Mac. He's a great young talent, which you can see even from, all the support he gets from all the teammates and, respect he gets from everyone else as well. But I'm building with Mac, honestly. Same type, we can run the same type of system that we've been running for 20 years through Mac Jones. Only thing is, it's a different league now. We have to get a true number one. But then at the same time, our biggest issues that we need to address this offseason, got to retain J.C. Jackson. We got to resign him. That's a must. We got to we probably got to get another safety. McCourty's 35. And we got to get faster at linebacker because, goodness gracious, they was just running wide open all night. And Devin Singletary, bro, what? Devin Singletary, bro?
I think the Bills showed you, and all these other offenses are showing you, I don't think you can play that way that Bill wants to play, in a way. You can, but you got to be able to score quick. And the way that offense is formed, especially without having number one, you saw when you guys had Randy, okay, you want us to score quick? We can score quick. But now there's not that receiver there. You obviously don't have Tom. It's damn, you see teams you got the Bills, you got Kansas City will turn around. You could be beat Kansas City 21-0. And they'll just, the light will flick for them.
Literally.
And they're like, okay, you
see had them versus Houston in 2019.
Literally, bro.
Exactly. You see the teams like the old Falcons teams that were stacked. They're just be like, okay, we got to score. Let's get a touchdown. So I think that's something that they got to consider, going forward. Maybe Bill doesn't invest as much defensively and tries to build the offense even more.
We got a lot of talent on defense. It's just they literally didn't show up on Saturday.
I don't know if they were just tired because the whole season they just been doing a lot.
You know what screwed us is that late bye. We haven't looked the same after that bye week. Yeah. Our bye week was week 14 or something.
I know about a late bye or a late bye before the playoffs.
we did not look the same ever since. So
that's crazy. We had some other news in Tampa. The Eagles fly. They fly straight out of the playoffs and got annihilated by the Bucks. It was a good old 15-31. I almost bet on this game. I'm really glad I did. I was real close to being just be like, yeah, the Eagles are going to take it. I got a question for you, Vic. Do you think the Eagles build around Jalen Hurts, or do you think they move these 3 first-round picks to make something shake?
I mean, I think it's a huge question mark because obviously, if you got 3 first-round picks, you could go after someone like, Marquise, whoever you want to put in there. But I think Jalen Hurts has not been given. So if I'm the GM, Jalen Hurts has not been given the proper chance because they haven't had any help. I mean, you've missed at every opportunity going forward. I feel like at a certain point you have to start hitting. And if you got 3 picks, if you can get 2 solid offensive linemen and then just fill in the gap. I know they need help at wide receiver, but if you get 2 great offensive linemen and then you just fill in the gap in the 3rd position, whoever's the best player available, I think you really give Jalen Hurts a chance. Now, if that player happens to be a wide receiver and they work out, by all means, but I just don't think he's been given the proper chance. So I can't answer, is he the franchise guy? I don't know. I don't necessarily think he's that good, but I think he's good enough to get you where you need to be if you had a solid defense or solid players around him. But the fact is that every week he gets killed and he has no help. So why would you move on and not even give him at least a chance with 3 first-round picks if you can't get someone like a Russell Wilson?
I mean, my thing is, even if you get a Russ or Aaron or whoever you want to get, like they're not doing anything with that team. Like
with that team, that's the
So unless there's nothing you can do, there's no quarterback you put in that team and nobody else comes, just the quarterback that is gonna fix that team. The offensive line's too old, defensive line with Fletcher's getting old. They don't have playmakers. That's the thing. Like I tell people, people are like, oh, like you don't need superstars, blah, blah, blah. Bro, look at Tampa, look at the Rams, like look at the teams that are left and start counting off the superstars they have on the team. And you're gonna be like, okay, maybe we need it, Like even Bill knew like getting Randy, like, no, we need a big superstar, big playmaker. So you just see that going forward. Moving to forward, we got the halftime segment. Guess who struggled against the Rams without DeAndre Hopkins? Kyler Murray. He had a bad game. He's 6-13 and 1 tie without Nuke. That's really bad, bro. What do you think about Colin Murray? Do you chalk it up as the injuries, or do you think this is something that needs to be addressed, Nick? Like, what's going on with you and the Cardinals?
So one, I'll give him a pass. This is his first real playoff shot to, and I don't want to give him like too big of a pass, but I'll give him a pass on the fact that it's his first real time to shine, and that defense is absolutely ridiculous. That was a great team that they played. And I don't know if y'all remember, but going back, I think when they were about 7 or 8-0, I had asked y'all, like, are they like the Steelers or are they legitimate?
That was a good question.
I think that, they showed, I don't think they were as bad as the Steelers were because, let's say they did have Nuke, maybe it would have been different. But I do think that everyone needs to pump their brakes. I'll even, again, twice in one episode, I'll stand up for my guy, Matt Ryan. People were saying Kyler Murray was already better than Matt Ryan. I'm sure y'all saw the clip of Ryan Clark now getting iced out for saying that Kyler Murray would have won a championship with Baltimore already. If y'all haven't seen that, I got to tag y'all on that because that's crazy. But I think we need to pump the brakes a little bit on Kyler. I think he's good and can get a lot better. But the moment was just a little too bright for him. And there's no shame in saying, I would have won with Nuke because that's one of the best wide receivers in the game.
It's fair.
But to say that if you're that bad without him, and Cliff Kingsbury I think is a great play caller as well. It's just Kyler could not stop making.
I think they're just too Nuke dependent in a way.
Yeah.
Like AJ Green isn't the compliment to have on the other side. But I got something interesting because I remember people talking about Kyler Murray. He's better than Lamar. He's The reason we win games in Baltimore is simply because of him. I tell people that all the time, and I think people realize just off this last season with him not playing, we lost 5 straight, and then people were like, "Oh, like maybe this is true." No, it's true. It took Kyler 3 years to make the playoffs. Lamar made it his rookie year. Lamar has a playoff win. Kyler does not have a playoff win. Lamar has an MVP. Kyler does not, and Kyler has DeAndre Hopkins and Lamar does not. What do you think? cards.
Honestly, like it's just insane for people to try to do that. Like, and I think it's just those people that just don't want to admit that how good of a quarterback Lamar is. That's all it is, honestly. People are always trying to keep putting him in the category of being a running back, but it's just crazy how dynamic he really is, and people don't want to give him the respect and the credit that he truly deserves. And I was trying to find the what Kyler was doing the other night or last night, and at one point I can't remember. At one point it was like in the second quarter, like they had like -1 yards of offense. Like it was bad, bro. Like
it was so bad that I was at a basketball game watching this high school team play ball, and I'm like, yeah, I'm about to watch the game when I get home. I get home, click the game on. I was like, 20, what? 21-0. I was like, what is
pass the sticks, bro.
I was like, is this the game of Madden? Like every game this weekend looked like a game of Madden. I'm like, bro, this doesn't make any sense. So I was like, nah.
They look bad, bro. They look bad. Like
I think it's just there's no way Nuke has that much of an impact for that offense. So, like, you mean to tell me like you can't get no points without this man on the field? Like,
bro, it was bad.
They got points late too, like oh, it's a gimme point.
But I mean, they got guys that can make plays, so it's not like, hey, Nuke gone, we don't have anybody to throw the ball to. Like that one receiver, Wesley, who was like 6'4" or something like that, like is really big target, and he made some great plays for Kyler when Nuke has been out. So I mean,
what you think, Nick? I saw you threw the hand.
Well, I was about to say also James Conner's kind of shit in the bed too. I mean, Kyler didn't have much help. But he was definitely the driving force of their loss. But I will say, we're spending all this time on Kyler and the Cardinals. We do got to give a big shout out. Year 13, Matt Stafford gets his first playoff win. Shout out to him. He had to deal with all them dog days in Detroit. Yeah, he did have Calvin Johnson, but you saw why he retired after 9 seasons because they knew they weren't going anywhere. But yeah, shouts out to Matt Stafford, Sean McVay. The Rams, although being top heavy, did prove that they could get a playoff win. So I do want to give them their credit.
That is a big shot. Too. They did do the damn thing against them, but I had a weird thought. Like, you see how that was Matthew Stafford's first win, right? Kyler ain't won yet. Dak hasn't won since his rookie year. Tom's the only one that be winning. Aaron, maybe Russell, but there's these quarterbacks that haven't won in a while or never got their first win, and then you see they're trying to hold all these younger dudes to a standard like they gotta win. You know what I mean? Like you gotta go through the playoffs and just win.
It's nuts to think about Matt Stafford. We don't give him, and granted, I think he deserves it because Detroit's Detroit. But
you can't say Detroit's.
But you're right because think about it. Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, Lamar, Colin Murray. They're all on this chopping block. They got to get Super Bowls now. But people like Matt Stafford, Matt Ryan, whoever you want to name is you're good.
Even Rodgers.
Even Rodgers. I mean, Rodgers wins every year. He just never makes it to the playoffs or to the Super Bowl.
It's crazy though. Like, how do you put the young dudes through that? And you're 13 years? Because I'm gonna be honest, that Stafford team they went 11-5. They had Nate Burleson and Calvin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of these young dudes in that offense. I bet you they win. I bet I'm willing to bet they get one playoff win.
Yep.
So I think it's crazy to see. But speaking of the Rams, we got some news to talk about with the Rams. They signed Eric Weddle. And I don't know if they signed this man to be real arrogant and they're like, yeah, we're getting you a ring, so just come on. But there's news that they needed him because of the injury to their other safety. How do you feel about that, Terrance? I feel like they just did it just because, hey, we're gonna win. Come on, we want you to get a ring.
I mean, he gonna have to show me something this weekend against Tampa. I mean, because he didn't play, so he gonna have to show me something. Because I'm this man retired 2 years ago. So you telling me he been training for 2 years after he retired?
Hey, he knew this whole time they were gonna get Matthew Stafford. Odell was gonna come along.
See what I'm saying? I don't know. He gonna have to show me that he still has that ability, because you can't tell me there aren't some other guys that throughout this time maybe they got cut by a team, or maybe they've been on somebody practice squad or something. There got to be some other players. Obviously we understand that Eric Weddle is a smart player, but he's 2 years removed from the NFL.
And 37 years old.
That's old at safety, bro. That's old at safety.
That's old, period, in the NFL. Unless you're a kicker, punter, or quarterback, that's old, bro.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about what you got to do as Eric Weddle. Like, let's say he had to go out there and guard Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Or you got to help on Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, but over the top. You're over the top. You're the over the top help.
He over the top and he need help.
Yeah.
Help.
Yeah. He be yelling help. Hey, he's yelling help, and he is the help.
I'm saying,
bro, you are 911. We already called you. What do you think we go after?
Bro, did they put him through some kind of physical, like some kind of test?
Let's be honest though. He does look in great shape. Like the only other players I can think of that still look like in great shape after 2 years, like T.O. still looks like he could go out there and play, and he's like 45 years old.
Yeah.
But like, there's not many dudes. So I will say, like, he'll at least look in good shape. Now, whether or not there's a difference between looking good and in shape, like lifting weights, and being in condition. So I don't know because he didn't play. But I'll at least give him that he at least looks in shape.
I think
he's gonna have to go cover somebody and tackle them at 37. So, no.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he hit the field. And maybe if he did, it was late.
Okay.
I don't think he did. So he gets another. I mean, they were dominating. So I mean, it gives him a whole nother week to prepare for the game. But end of the day, like your first game coming back in 2 years, you got to play Tom Brady.
Yeah. I would have been signed him though. Like if that was the thought, like if I even thought about tagging him in, like bringing him along, I would have just signed him like the last 2 weeks of the season or last week.
He don't even have to be on the active roster. Everybody gets a Super Bowl. You could have put him on the practice squad. Just hey, fill a roster spot. Come sign. You get a ring.
I think it's really because the injury at their safety position.
Yeah, no, that was definitely the reason. But like Terrance said, like he was the only guy available.
You see what I'm saying?
It does make
37-year-old. Come on, bro.
Oh, so we got to talk about who was not the problem in Cleveland. Odell keeps doing the damn thing for the Rams. He had 4 receptions, 54 yards, and a touchdown. People keep bringing up that he doesn't get a lot of yards. Well, congratulations. He's playing with the triple crown on the other side of him. He ain't going to get the ball that much, bro. Like,
yeah.
Let's be honest. He's not probably going to touch the ball.
He came here for a ring. That's what he came here for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we had that. We don't got to waste too much time on this.
I think he had like 20 since leaving the Browns. He got like 29 receptions and 6 touchdowns.
He's tied his touchdowns with the Brownies. It's crazy. So moving forward, we ain't got to talk about this too much. The Steelers get smoked after TJ Watt's first defensive touchdown. I thought that was pretty insane. He got his first defensive touchdown. The game
It looked good at first.
Bro, it looked like
it looked good at first. I was like,
the defense ain't the issue. We all know the defense ain't the issue. You know what I mean?
Bro, it was crazy because the defense was playing so good. Like Nick was saying, like the defense was not the issue. Like I watched that game. The defense was essentially telling Ben, please score a touchdown, bro.
Just move the ball, bro. Like you don't even got to score. Just like move the ball and give us a break. Like we're playing track stars and you can't even give us like 2-minute breather.
Bro,
well,
like
honestly, I'm not going to cap. I'm not going to put it all on Ben because he got some big-time receivers, but they be having some big-time drops. Like Claypool and you got obviously Deontay Johnson. I'm like, bro, like he be wide open. And he be killing me when I'm watching the game. He's wide open, dropping the ball, bro.
I think they got a lot of issues to fix going forward. It was nice to see Juju on the field. I thought it was a little strange too, but it was nice seeing him. But
I got something to say on that. Like,
Terrance.
You got these guys that will come, and play through these injuries, right? But then you have also you got people that, like I don't know, like with the way these organizations do these players. But on the other hand, it's what the players have to go through. Like him willing to risk coming back and playing hurt. Or let's say Calvin Ridley not wanting to play in Atlanta, but having to play in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Wasting years of his career, like a Julio Jones, for example, right?
Yeah.
But, if I want out or something, now I'm the diva or something.
Yeah, that is a strange thing. But
same thing with AB with the injury. Go out there. You ain't going to leave. Get the fuck out.
Nah, I think another thing you kind of brought up the AB situation. I didn't want to bring up the AB situation, but the Tampa situation that they have going on. I was on Twitter and I was just thinking about it, like after all the years I've watched like Tampa games, and someone was like, Tampa's been having players play injured or banged up. And bro, they posted a whole thread of all these players playing banged up. There was the one where James throws an interception. He's hobbling to even tackle a dude. You got Tristan Wirfs just came out. What was it? Sunday. He
got played every snap for like the past 2 years.
Tristan Wirfs, he got banged up, and then he went to the tent. He came back out there for a snap. They were like, no, like, and then pulled him back out. And then you had Ryan Jensen. He went down their center. I think it's something like to really look at. Like, I'm not saying that just because I always bash the Bucks. I just saying that because that's kind of strange to do players like that. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. And it's not like it's just the last 2 years. I'm saying like even when Jameis was playing. It's like obviously at that point it's like a culture issue. It's not just like, oh, we're trying to win this year, like let's get here again. No, like this is dated back a couple of years ago. So I think it's definitely something needs to be addressed. We got the fourth quarter segment coming up. We're gonna look ahead to the divisional games. I guess we'll keep track of who picks who, see who's right next week. I like it.
Yeah.
We're gonna let Terrance keep track. Terrance gonna take down all our
Keith said, I'm not doing it. One of y'all do it.
Bro, don't even get me started, man. So we got the Bengals at the Titans. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how the Titans corners match up against these Bengals. And they lost their number 1 draft pick. Jack Rabbit, Janoris Jenkins is out there, but he's old. They do got Kevin Byard, who made he's a first team, I think, Pro Bowl this year. And a first team all time this year, I think, Kevin Byard. So he might be, but I will have to double check. But other than that, that's the only person that secondary I can name. I can't name anybody else out there that's going to help. So who you taking, Nick? You like the Bengals or I don't even know why I'm asking you this. Bengals.
I mean, but let's be honest. Like, I mean, you hit all the points. I mean, the biggest thing is that what is the Bengals' strength? That one, that they've got a good running back. Obviously, Mixon's been going crazy. So let's say, I hope the game plan is actually to get Mixon going early because I think the Titans are going to game plan for the pass attack. So I think Mixon will have a crazy start to the game, and then once they start bringing all the troops in, putting like 8 in the box, maybe even giving the Titans some false confidence. Thinking like, all right, well, Joe Burrow's been sacked more than anybody. Maybe we can get to him. And then they just start airing it out on him. Plus
that their front line can get to him, but I think it's the issue of like, you don't have no help.
Well, that's why I'm saying false. That's why I'm saying false confidence. Cause you're saying like, okay, well, they're going Joe Mixon. Let's try to get some pressure in there and load the box up. And then that's where Joey B will, might have one of his 404 touchdown games and 80% passing, you know what I mean? So, and plus, I think they said Derrick Henry's playing this game, right?
Yeah.
But if so, like, is he going to be himself? And what else, even if he is 100%, which I don't think he is, what is the offense is literally going to be just that. So you load the box up and force Ryan Tannehill to beat you.
I mean, they've been running without him pretty good, even with the backups. So
because that's their game.
I think if he's not healthy, like just be like, yeah, okay, never mind, go sit down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think what needs to happen is, I was talking about last episode, is Ryan Tannehill has the ball, bro, because he's been playing real bad. Like Julio's coming back. Like if Julio's back healthy, you got AJ Brown. Like you got a ball with those dudes. Like I don't care.
And you got the break. Somehow Mike Vrabel squeezed out the break that you needed. So y'all had the best opportunity to win with even the shitty situation that you have. You have the best opportunity to win this week.
Yes.
Who you got, Keith? That game.
I'm gonna go Titans. The Titans are my Super Bowl pick, so I'm gonna keep it home. Yeah, Nick, I'm going Titans. I just labeled out, but
I'm more surprised about the Super Bowl. What?
Yeah, I went. Didn't I go Titans Packers
to start the year?
I went. No. When we redid it, we just redid it.
Oh, I was about to say, because when you started the year, you said Browns and the Bucks.
No, I went Titans Packers. I think this last go around. So it's just.
I'm still sticking with I'll start the year. I said Packers and Chiefs, so we're looking pretty good.
But the other thing the Bengals got to worry about is their franchise leader in sacks this year. I think he just tied it from the Saints, Trey Henderson. He was in concussion protocol from the game, so he's not on that line. That is definitely a hit for them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Titans, and honestly, like if he come back healthy, 85%. Who finna stop him?
Bro, let's be honest. A 75% of him is good.
Who finna stop him?
Bro, the man still he finished 6th in the league in rushing and hadn't played half the year.
Bro.
Oh, that shit was so crazy. I looked it up. I said, why is he still up here?
Bro, he was still top 5. He was like top 3 until like week 13. I was like, what?
Insane.
I was like, none of y'all get the yards. Why is he still here?
That man is insane.
it took what dude from the Colts? Why can't I remember his name? Oh my god, Jonathan Taylor. It took Jonathan Taylor to like week 14 to pass him. I was like, what?
Oh, remember, Jonathan Taylor didn't even clip 2K. Like, remember people were like, he's gonna clip 2K, like he's gonna get it
with the extra game. Derrick Henry would have clipped 2K in like week 16.
Man, about would have had 3K this year.
Bro, just
first 3K running back.
If he would have played, bro, he would have shattered.
No shit. With 17, if he played 17 full games, he might have got 2,500. Would have been the first, easily with 2,500.
Yeah, he would have got 2,500 for sure.
So we got me and Terrance Titans. Nick said he got Bengals.
So Nick's the only right one. All right, next.
Oh, I hope they lose because you've been riding. you've been riding the Jungle's dick a little too much. I've been thinking I had to beat Nick out. I was like, bro, he knows I'm a Raven.
Hey, I'm just saying they done won the division, bro. Like what?
Anyway,
it's still a little premature though. Still a little early for him.
Niners at Packers. I think the Niners, they got some injury concerns. Nick Bosa, he had I think it was a concussion or a head injury from last game. Fred Warner had a banged up.
We all going Pack here.
See, this is where I gotta kind of branch.
Oh, he's about to do a first take. He's about to do a first take and pick the Niners. He was going to say the Packers.
No, look, check me out. I think the Niners are the most dangerous team to play in the NFC. Look, hear me out. I wouldn't, if I was an NFC team, I would not want to play the Niners. I feel like they're the most physical team left.
But would you want to play the Packers? Or would you want to play the Rams? Or would you want to play the Bucks?
I'm saying off of like, I don't know. I just feel like physicality and how they play it. They're a tough matchup. The Bucks are the only other team.
I would say maybe the Bucks because the Bucks are banged up. But
I ain't gonna lie to you. The Niners did everything in their power to get that game to the Cowboys.
No, they didn't. They did it after the Jimmy interception, but before they didn't. Like before that, they were just steamrolling the Cowboys.
But I mean, like even with all that, they don't have enough offensive power to like match the Packers. They don't have enough offensive power to match the Rams. The Bucks they might be able to beat because of the injuries and shit, and the Bucks never really had that good of a defense. But like when I look at the Packers top to bottom have a good team. Like their defense is overshadowed because of how good the offense is. But like
they're getting guys back though. They're getting guys back.
Hard. I mean, the Packers are my Super Bowl pick, so I guess I'll just hang tight.
How you gonna not choose a Super Bowl pick?
So he was about to say Packers. Then he was gonna switch. Now he's like, I'll say
no, bro, because I really was gonna switch, but then I remember like we weren't switching our Super Bowl picks anymore.
All right,
like if the Packers do win, I'll be like, well, damn, I bet against my Super Bowl pick.
Yeah.
Who you got, Terrance?
I'm going Pack, man. It's a no-brainer for me. I think the Niners. I'm not even sure, how competitive it'll be. Just because top to bottom. How good I think the Packers are going to perform. I mean, obviously, the Niners, they have some talent, but
hey, remember?
I mean, when you need your wide receiver to play a running back, there got to be some issues.
Hey, ain't no issues. He's just a Swiss Army knife.
I mean, I don't blame that.
He is, but
he's just a playmaker.
No, he is, but
they don't have no problem at running back. They got 3 running backs. Remember a couple years ago, Raheem Mostert went for 25?
Man, still can't see.
I can't say
Raheem Mostert.
Bro, I just said this name.
Raheem Moisture.
I just said this name the whole season. G didn't even play, and I can't say it right. He put up 225, bro. Jimmy G threw the ball 8 times, I think.
Yeah.
So, like, what if the Pack can't stop the run? We know.
What I'll say is this. If the Packers lose, Aaron's out. The Packers are done. And
Devontae Adams gone, bro.
Oh, and Devontae, because Devontae's going to follow Aaron wherever he goes unless he retires. I mean, that's for sure. But, yeah, that team's about to see some dark days if they lose to the Niners.
All right, so we all Pack, go Cheeseheads.
Yeah.
All right, moving forward, we got the Rams with the Bucks. I always want to see the Bucks lose. I'm going Rams. I ain't even gonna hold y'all.
Straight like that.
Swear, bro.
All right, I'm gonna follow your coattails because I hope if I was one game I could see like a 56-0, it'd be this one. Rams.
Yeah, I'd love a 60s.
Yeah.
You want Rams too?
Yeah, we was talking, pre-pod about about that conversation, arguments or interaction I was having on Twitter. So yeah, I'm definitely going Rams.
I don't think the Bucks, they get Tristan Wirfs back, Jensen's fine. I don't even know how they would, even healthy, they stop Aaron Donald and Vaughn because they're gelling. And then on defense, how do they cover Odell and Cooper Kupp?
And the other thing
is a sleeper too.
Exactly. Well, and the other thing is like what you just said, Keith. Everyone keeps saying how old Von Miller is. I know he's 32, but like I think he's in the last year of his prime. I really don't think he's that old. I just think he's at that last year, and he knows that if he can, that's why everyone said it was so unfair when they got him. Like, you got this might be it, but they have him, and it's the playoffs. He shut down that whole side of the field, not just pass rushing, the flats, everything versus the Cardinals. They couldn't get anything going. All them screenplays he blew up. Bro, so I mean, it's gonna be rough for the Bucs.
And they got Cam Akers back, bro.
And Cam Akers
running the ball.
Cam Akers looks like he was never even hurt. Like he's
exactly.
Shout out to the Knowles because that's Cam Akers went to Florida State.
If you can get Matthew Stafford throw the ball 20 times or less, and run the ball more,
oh my god,
that's the formula for winning the game. Because Matthew Stafford, yes, he's a good quarterback. We know that, but he's a gunslinger. We know he's gonna throw interceptions. So
yeah, he'll get you 5 touchdowns, but he'll get you 3 picks too.
Exactly. So if they can run the ball, which I think they'll be able to do against the Bucs team, who has declined in their run defense, and then obviously who in that secondary from to cover all the weapons they have.
If you look
Sean McVay obviously will scheme up some stuff too. So
if you look at how they run the ball, Sean McVay's system, if the run game's going good, his system's flowing at that point.
Remember when they had Todd Gurley? When they had Todd Gurley, they were arguably, I don't know what Bill Belichick and y'all sorry ass Patriots did to stop that offense, but God.
You gotta be sorry. Look,
hey, but check me out. So you had that. We're not even bringing up that Mike Evans, there's not going to be AB on the other side of him.
Yep.
There's not
no Chris Godwin.
That means Jalen Ramsey is going to put this man in a chokehold for the whole, like.
Fournette not even going to be 100% either.
Tom might really struggle.
Bro, and I'm not saying that because, yes, I think Mike Evans is a top 10 receiver. I do give the Bucs plenty of hate, but I'm saying Tom is not going to want to throw at Ramsey like that. Not saying Ramsey's going to pick it, but just he's not going to let Mike catch the ball.
They didn't have their fair share of meetings already, especially.
Yeah, so it's just like I feel like it's a disadvantage to Tampa because it's like, well, how are you going to run the ball on them the whole time? And then
think about this too, Keith. They've already won when everybody was at full strength.
Yeah,
Tampa's not at full strength anymore. So
yeah,
and right now the Rams, seem to be catching some steam.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I mean, I never want to count out a top 10 quarterback of all time.
Nah.
I'll get him out, but like
what?
You heard what I said? Yeah, top 10.
Oh, I thought you was bullshitting. You was being serious.
Fuck this man.
I don't know.
Anyway, but top 10 all time. But yeah, I don't ever want to count out Brady because I mean, if it's close at the end, I mean, it doesn't matter who's on the field. This man somehow just finds a way to win. So if they could just keep it close in the fourth, if it goes into the fourth quarter, and I'll even say it's a 10-point game, the Bucs could still steal it.
Bro, it's gonna be. Honestly, I didn't think about it. It's gonna be Eric Weddle on Gronk. Whoever has to guard Gronk, that's the mismatch. Whoever guards Gronk, and
listen, 2 years removed from the league, he's gonna come back and guard him.
Gronk gonna torch him, bro. But that's the thing.
Even if he doesn't torch him, Gronk's gonna little boy him. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter.
Even if
Gronk's never torched, he's never torched anybody. He just little boys you every time.
That man done torched a couple people, bro. But I'm just saying, like,
I'm talking about like Tyreek stuff.
Oh, even if he gets off, I don't know if it's going to be enough. Like, I feel like Gronk and Brady could be rolling, but they're going to need someone else to do something, whether it's Lenny in the passing game, run game, however you want to see it. But I don't know if the Bucs win. I don't want them to win anyway, so I'm going Rams.
I'm never counting out Tom, but I just think the Rams are doing too well right now. Bucs got a lot of holes right now. And
Tom might be top 50 all time.
Anyway, shut up. We not. That's why this man don't be on here all the time. I don't even listen to that, man. All right, so we got another big one. Bills at Chiefs. I think this is a big one.
This is the game of the week.
Yeah. If Josh Allen could smack him after last year's loss, I would honestly change my pick from the Titans because I don't know. I didn't have the Bills at all because I didn't know if they could make it. What do you think, Nick?
Oh, so I'm actually, I know we were all, saying whatever about our picks, but I'm going to be straight up. I mean, I feel like I got lucky with my pick with the Chiefs and Packers because, the Chiefs look terrible to start the year, but I'm going to go against my own pick. I'm going to take the Bills in this game. I think Josh Allen just had the best game in playoff history. It's statistically speaking, literally the best game ever in playoff history. You could say that, but I'm just saying. And I think
that was in NFL history, not just.
Hey, yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the NFL history, but this is the other thing. I think the bigger fluke on the year. I know Terrance was joking, but kind of being serious. The bigger fluke, I think, has been Kansas City's defense. Kansas City defense has been shutting down teams they should have never shut down. It wasn't like they got better halfway through the year. I think they've overachieved and not in a good way. And unless they can stop Josh Allen in totality, I don't think there's any way that the Chiefs. Now, if it gets into a shootout, I never doubt Pat Mahomes. But when it comes down to it, I just can't see Kansas City stopping the Bills. So I don't think the Chiefs defense was a fluke because we've even seen them tighten it up before. I think that 8-week period where they did, it was insane because they were playing so bad. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But I think Josh Allen is doing something insane right now because he's a weird blend between Cam Newton and Big Ben. He's not as elusive as Cam, maybe. He's just as big. He's north and south. I'll say this.
Yeah, he's north and south.
He's north and south, he's the scariest running quarterback, even over Lamar, because obviously Lamar is shifty, but north and south, I'm just saying, who would you rather tackle if it's straight off?
You can't tackle one of them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't tackle Lamar because he's going to make you look stupid. But Josh Allen's 6'5", 245, bro.
He's just be running people over.
Yeah.
Bro, just break the arm tackles.
Hey, I'm not
you literally have to hit him. You can't arm tackle that man.
I'm not going to lie. I want him to realize soon that he can't keep just running at these dudes.
Because it'll wear him down. Right now, he's
Cam used to just boom everybody. Yeah. And then you saw it just took a beat. But I think that's the thing. His team is set up so nice. If Devin Singletary is running the ball good, you're in good shape because
that's why they've been so good lately because they've been playing complementary football.
Yeah, and it pisses me off because during the fantasy season, they wouldn't give Singletary the ball once, and that was my running back one. I had the worst starting running back in NFL, bro. I was so pissed. Bro.
But it's crazy to see because they're both rushing. So then you got Devin, and then you got Josh. And the nice thing about Josh's offense is, unlike even Lamar, and maybe who else I could think of. I don't know who else I could think of, but in Lamar, there's no number one receiver in his offense with good weapons. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have good weapons, and then him running is a bonus. No, we need you to run. Your legs are why this offense goes, and we don't have a number one receiver for you. I think Josh.
They've been playing really good complementary football lately. And then if you look at it too, offensively, they match up just as good as the Chiefs do as well. They got Dawson Knox, Isaiah McKenzie has been playing insane. Then you got Emmanuel Sanders, obviously
Beasley and Emmanuel. Beasley and Emmanuel, I feel are one and the same. I just think Emmanuel's more faster, but I feel they're similar to each other and they complement.
Yeah, they're both good route runners.
Cole Beasley runs some damn good routes. Oh, and then you got Stephon Diggs, who obviously
that man gets in the open field, says, "I'm not vaccinated, stay away."
Bro, they be leaving that man open for 10 yards. I think another thing they got a duo at safety. A good duo, and I think that a lot of the time that's been underrated. They've had that.
So Keith's going Bills. That's what I'm hearing.
Bro, Josh Allen make me look stupid going Bills. I'm gonna be pissed, but I'm gonna go Bills.
All right,
I'm going Bills because I don't. And people are ragging on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Have you seen that? People were saying Clyde Edwards-Helaire isn't good for that Chiefs system.
He's just been hurt.
He's just been hurt. Yeah,
I think he's literally perfect.
He's literally meant for that team because he can do it. Because think about it. You know what? He reminds me of. Y'all remember Joseph Adai for the Colts when because he can do everything. He can come out of the backfield, and then when you really need him to, he's low key kind of a power back between the tackles. So it's he's the perfect complement to Pat Mahomes' play style.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going Chiefs. I'm going against the grain here.
Oh,
you are?
I think honestly the Chiefs defense ain't gonna be shit like our defense because we couldn't stop a
nosebleed.
Boy, a nosebleed. Shit.
Bro, I'm hoping
a faucet. We couldn't even turn the water faucet off. Goddamn.
I'm hoping to see a 50-60 type game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I hope this is the game I sit and see 50 or 60 points scored. When the
Rams and Chiefs,
the Chiefs and Rams played. When I watched that game, that shit was crazy. I'm trying to see.
It was crazy though. And honestly, this has all the potential to be something like that. But then, and the reason I'm going Chiefs here too is because What did the Bills do to the Chiefs earlier this season? Y'all forgot, huh? Sound like y'all forgot about them Bills, how they beat up on them Chiefs earlier this year.
They did.
So,
I mean, I'm waiting for your point because it sounds.
You're helping my point. That's why
I don't see it happening again. We know the Chiefs weren't playing that good.
I think that it's going to be a close game, but I just think it's going to come down to. I mean, maybe it'll be one of those, down to the final. I mean, we all said this is the game of the week, but I think it might be one of them final possession games. The way that Josh Allen's been cooking recently, and the Bills offense and defensively, and I just don't believe in the Chiefs defense.
The only bad thing for Buffalo is their offensive line against Chris Jones, Melvin Ingram, and Frank Clark. That offensive line is not the greatest. It's been playing slightly better, but let's be honest, Chris Jones is an animal. And they put that man back in the middle like he belongs. He's scary. I don't know why they thought hey, let's move you outside and see how you do. No, put him back in the middle. He's doing great. Yeah, I'm going Bills.
I'm just going Chiefs, man. They're getting rolling a little bit. Got off to a little slow start last week, but I just can't count out my homeboy in that offense because, when I watch them play, it's just no matter what you do, you're wrong. They will attack the best player on the defense. They were just going after J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt come up the field, a little shovel pass to McKinnon. If he would have went towards McKinnon, I got a little flat route right here. No matter what you do, Andy Reid and the enemy, man, offensively, it's just insane. The plays that they're able to come up with.
If Mahomes gets to a third Super Bowl, and remember, he barely lost the first one he should have went to against the Pats.
Yeah.
Bro, that's a crazy thing to say you ripped off getting to that many this quickly.
Yeah.
Because then all reality, say all right, he takes the L to Brady, right? But say he goes and wins this other one. He wins this year, bro. Then it's damn, maybe he can catch Brady because he's been playing it so much.
I'm about to say Brady got 3 L's, man. So or 4 L's. How many
imagine...
Brady? Fuck, I can't even count anymore. But Brady's got 3 or 4 L's. I mean, he's got 7 wins, but he's got 3 or 4 L's, and Pat could definitely do it. If he goes to 3 in his first 5 or 6 seasons, damn, bro.
Bro, that I'm thinking about it
that's insane.
He does that? Then it's we're back in the conversation. Damn, bro, he's probably gonna go catch him.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like if they can get to a Super Bowl, even if they don't win, just say if they get to it. I think
especially the way his contract is structured. They did it so that they could make money. And that the end of his contract where he's making all the money, at that point in time, the market can be shifted. He might be he might not even be top 10 paid quarterbacks.
Bro, so imagine if they get to it and then Eric Bieniemy and all of them are you know what, we're staying, bro. We got to another Super Bowl.
But that'd be crazy.
We got to another Super Bowl, bro, running back. It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
So, but they would obviously have to start winning. So, you couldn't go to this one and lose and then go to another one and lose. It'd just be okay, you got to get there and can't win.
Yeah, so, that's true.
We gotta give a special shout out. Big kudos to these people. I even put on my blue do-rag for this. Nick got on his blue jacket. We had to make a special segment to say farewell to the Cowboys. I
got on blue too now.
The cry.
Just to make it clear, this is just the home, the Lightning. I don't know why I got this on tonight, but that was
let's be honest.
Not for you sorry ass Cowboys.
Yeah, let's be honest. None of us own any cowboy gear whatsoever. It's probably gonna be super unprofessional segment.
We the boys.
Dak, I'm gonna need you to rate Dak's performance in the playoffs. Well, they only played one game, so that one game. And
you said Dak rate Dak's performance to who?
Just his quarterback performance.
Okay.
Rate it.
No,
Nick. It's for Nick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You said Dak rate Dak's performance. I didn't know if you were saying me or Terrance.
Nick, rate Dak's performance.
In the playoffs, I'll give him a D+. It wasn't the reason why I say that is their offense is much better than people give them credit for, top to bottom. I'm talking about what weapons that they have. And, the fact that he played that piss poor, he looked a little shook. He looked like he wasn't ready for what was being dished at him. And then we got to talk about the inevitable. Yes, you had all that open field, but the problem with running at that, and I'm talking about the last play where he drew it up the middle, when you can get that much yardage, that's actually a bad thing. Let's say he only took 8 yards and he got them to the 28-yard line, and then you take a shot. You give the refs more time to get up and spike the ball. You took the maximum amount of yardage the refs did not have enough time to go get it. You know, everyone's complaining about dude getting caught up in the O-line, but that's the risk you run. At the end of the day, the ref has to touch that ball and set it for you to play. You made a shit play, dude. I don't know what to tell you. And at the end of the day, it might have cost you the game because Kyle Shanahan did his famous thing, because that's what happened with Atlanta versus the Patriots, where he sat on the ball, tried not to score, tried not to win the game, he tried not to lose, and then you left it out on the field and you had an opportunity to win it and you choked. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm gonna give him Dak's performance for the year. I'll give him like
for the year?
Year for me, I'll give him like a B-.
I'll give him a B for the year, but for that game, D+.
Yeah, I'll give him a B for the year. For
sure. For that game, I give him a F. 3,000.
F3,000. Damn, I wasn't even that bad.
He had sloppy throws. You got to bring up what he said about the refs after the game.
Yeah,
he said they pretty much like deserve getting the shit thrown at them. Looked like a dumbass.
Yeah, that was bad. And I mean, that looks really bad on him saying that.
Yeah, he normally doesn't say nothing too catastrophic. He normally toes that weird line of being the Cowboys quarterback. You know what line I'm talking about, Terrance? He somehow just toes that line and is the perfect quarterback for that situation. And then Cowboys fans are acting like it was just the ref's fault. Like, even if the ref got there, you might have had a second to get a play. There's like, what are you gonna
just
do?
One play?
Yeah,
they would have had one play. But to your point, Keith, it ain't even. It's not even the ref's fault. Like, that's Cowboys, Dak's fault. Whoever you're gonna put it on, because you got to know situation of football. When you're in that situation, that's just like the Claypool thing when he starts celebrating with the ball. Give the ball to the ref, bro.
Yeah.
Don't give it to your center. Don't go spot the ball. Get up, run the ball to the ref so he can spot the ball.
Why wouldn't I? But so I had this weird thing about it. When I saw it, I'm like, why didn't he run out of bounds? Like, get some yards, just cut straight to the side.
Or even try. He didn't even try. Like, I don't know if he could have got it because there was a lot of people closing
defenders on the outside.
But you didn't even try. You know what I mean? That's why I think, in my opinion, I think running up the middle was his best option because everyone was closing in. But slide like 5 yards shorter to give you more time to at least, because you knew it was just going to be a Hail Mary at that point. But
I would have let Tony Pollard run it then. Or been like, hey, we'll run a jet sweep.
Well, I don't think it was the play call, and maybe I'm wrong, but because everyone ran to the sidelines and then deep over the middle to stop the deep throw and to stop from getting to the sidelines. I think Dak just made a quick call. Was like, look, I'm about to get 15 yards and then we could spike this bitch and maybe get, to the 20 and have a good legitimate shot and even make a play call. But, I don't know.
There's not.
Obviously, it didn't work out.
In that sense, if I want my quarterback to run like that, there's like 4 quarterbacks I'm trusting to get to the end zone. Because I'm telling you, if you break loose, bro, just go. Like, don't even stop. Just go. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't.
At that point, though, you can.
Yeah, at that
pitch game.
Yeah, play the pitch game. Like, I don't understand it. Like, the logic behind it. Terrance, when was the last time the boys won a playoff game?
Man, bro, in the last 20 years. This was a stat that I saw earlier that I want to pull up.
Like 3 times the last 25 years?
Yes, like, it's bad, bro.
Was it Dak's rookie year? Is that the answer?
Yeah, that's the last time they won a playoff game was his rookie year. But while Terrance is doing that, the Cowboys were sacked 5 times in that game. They had 14 penalties for 89 yards, so they were beating themselves the game too. And they're the most penalized team in the league. They had 127 penalties for 1,103 yards. How, bro? How do you get that many penalties? That's like a discipline issue.
I'm about to say the 5 sacks isn't that bad to me because, and I mean, that's bad. I'm not saying it's not bad, but like, think about, bro, Joe Burrow gets sacked like 5 times a game and he's still throwing up numbers.
That man dimes though. Guess who wasn't throwing dimes?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the sacks themselves aren't that bad. But yeah, the penalties, I mean, no discipline at all. And I mean, they did, lose Micah Parsons for some of the game and like, don't, humble brag here, but I also called him for defensive rookie of the year. And that's obviously about to happen, but
you got it.
Be different. Yeah. So 2018 was the last time they won. They beat the Seahawks in round, obviously won the wild card round, and then they lost the divisional round to the Rams.
What a great time. So
before that was 2014, and then before that was 2009, and then they haven't won anything since. 1996 to 2009. And then from 2009 to 2014, from 2014 to 2018.
So the Cowboys are, I don't know what this team needs to do, because if you look at it, for me, like Terrance's team, the Patriots, they were able to feast on a bad division for so many years and take advantage of it. Like, hey, this is a bad division. We're going to take advantage of it. The Packers, hey, this is a bad division. We're going to take advantage of it.
But they still didn't even take advantage of it because they missed the playoffs the past 2 years. I mean, they've missed the playoffs so many times.
No, but I'm saying, like, how are you not doing what these other you consider yourself a good team, and I don't know who in their right mind deemed you guys America's team, but somebody long ago, maybe some old white people, I had to assume, probably deemed you guys that. But how did you're not feasting in this division? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Tampa's like, okay, our division's kind of fucked up. All right, Tom, stay. We're going to run it back. Like, what is going on? Like, you're not in an insane division. I think if you can't, like, I don't even know if I bring in a new coach. I damn near blow the whole team up. And you're screwed because you did the Kirk Cousins thing with Dak.
I mean, they probably have to move off of Zeke for sure. Honestly, probably move off of Amari Cooper. I mean, they got to bring some guys in probably on the defensive side of the ball because they overachieved on defense. Let's just be honest.
Well, the bright spot, though, at least you guys have Michael Parsons going forward. You got Trevon Diggs. I think he's nice. People keep beating up on him, but he's still good.
He did have a bad game, though. If we're gonna give Colin Murray shit, we gotta talk about Trevon Diggs.
Boy, that man's getting.
He got cooked 1,000 times.
Well, we know he give up a lot of yards. It's just his aggressiveness that gives him interceptions.
But that's what I'm about to say is usually it's just because he's over aggressive and he makes up for the interceptions. He was getting cooked. Like he was legitimately getting worked on those routes.
That I think it was like a wheel route that Brandon Ayuk ran. He went across and then slid back up. He didn't really get cooked. I think Diggs was waiting to track the ball because like you saw him just kind of slow down and then just like look to track the ball. He still like I think I still caught it, but he was trying to like, okay, let me time tracking out the ball. But I would love to have them going for it. So they do got some bright spots, but they got a lot of cause for concern. Because say Philly actually
penalties one.
Yeah, say Philly gets their head out their ass and figures out what they want to do. The football team, the defense is insane. So I don't know, but
I mean, they let us down this year, so we'll see things.
Don't even get me started. Hopefully my man Chase Young comes back with a vengeance. And yeah. So thank you for stopping by, Nick. You got any shout outs you want to give? Anything you got going on? Want to let the people know?
No, I'm just really excited and thank y'all for having me back. It's been a minute. But I do, I want to be able to stop by whenever I get the chance. Life gets busy sometimes, we're all adults here. So I appreciate y'all asking me to be back on. Really excited, man. Ready to see the way the rest of the playoffs play out.
Yeah, no problem. This Nick shirt right here too. I still got it.
Uh-huh.
Terrance, you got anything you need to shout out, tell people about? Oh, I got something to tell people about. Terrance got a baby shower coming on Saturday, bro. He having his third baby. The man,
that's it for me. Count me out.
He can't stop procreating for some reason, but he having.
I'm done. Don't worry about me. This is
twins. This man.
Anybody? That's a lie. That's a lie. If anybody else say I'm their baby daddy, they lie.
Boy, Anna gonna hear this and whoop.
Oh my God, we're gonna have hits on us. We're gonna be guilty by association. Damn.
Don't count me in on this. Hey, thank you.
Got so much stuff in my office right now for this thing, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we're doing a virtual baby shower, but thank you guys for tuning in. This is Code Forward the guys. Get at us on Twitter. Hope you guys stay safe and had a good MLK holiday weekend. We do not forget how important MLK was for us, especially me and Terrance for Black and just people in general. We appreciate everything the man's done for us and just the way he's paid society. Yeah. Hopefully society actually keeps progressing with what he put forth for us. I don't know if we'll ever really be able to carry that torch. Hopefully we can one day, but as late, not really. But thank you for everything you've done for us, MLK. And that's it. We'll holler at you guys later. Thank you for tuning in.